Hi, my name is Jan. I applied. I want to contest this year, but I haven't heard anything back from you. I was just wondering, did you receive my application? Hello lovely people, welcome to my channel. My name is Jan. If this is your first time watching my videos, I welcome you with open arms. Please do subscribe to my channel. I've got more encouraging and testimonial videos on the way. For those of you who did watch my last video, you would know that I am now starting a video ministry. This is the first one in the series. We're ready, we're pumped, and today I'm going to be talking about something which I feel as though has been quite anticipated by some of you. Maybe that's just a feeling within me. It is a message of how God has really worked in my life or one event. So stay tuned, let's get straight into it. So some of you may know that I did win the competition of Miss Uganda UK. I've got my attire here because I thought it would be suitable for the video.
So this is the crown that I won, and then there is my sash.
So that's me, and today I just want to share with you a bit about how I won this competition. It was not by my own wisdom, by my own power, or by my own strength, but it was God. It was all God. So basically, where should I start from? So I'm just going to give you a timeline of events of how everything panned out. You know, the first thoughts of becoming Miss Uganda to actually being crowned Miss Uganda in September 2017. So growing up, I used to get cousins or like people, friends, like if we ever came onto the topic of pageants or talking about Miss Uganda, obviously being a Ugandan, people would be like to me, you should do that, like you should run for that. And I used to be like, maybe, we'll see. Like not really giving it too much thought, but you know, something that was in the back of my head that people would just say every so often, right? So then in December 2016, I actually decided to go and attend this pageant, Miss Uganda UK. I didn't really go for anything in particular, you know, just for the fun of it, really, to see how it goes down and what really happens and who would come out as the winner, of course, as you do. So I went there now, and to be honest, it's not something that I expected, but I was really amazed by what I saw. The girls on stage, they all looked stunning, and I was sort of like picturing, like, it's something that I started to admire. I looked at these girls and I was like, maybe this could be something I could do. Yeah, so what was in the back of my mind now was coming to the front of my mind. I was thinking about it. So this was now December 2016. The thoughts are in the front of my head. I'm just thinking about it. I let the thoughts sit for a couple of months. Then February 2017, these times I was living away from home, away from my parents, so I was at uni. I was thinking about it again, so I called my parents, like, to let them know that I was considering this, and basically they were just like to me, no. Like straight out, no, you don't do it, you're not doing it, kind of thing. These times I was like 18, so but to be honest, in everything I do, I like to see that my parents are okay with it, etc, etc. So they said no. And then, yeah, why did they say no? Basically, they were like, so I was at uni, well, still I'm at uni studying biomedical science, and biomedical science is not actually what I want to do. I want to get into medicine. So in terms of the way I'm studying, my course is quite intense, and the things I'm working for, they were like, that's just going to derail you if you start getting into all these pageants and modeling things. Like, it's just going to throw you off track and you're never going to achieve your goals or your dreams. Like, just think about it, just weigh it out. And to be honest, I could see where they were coming from, so I was like, but then they also did have this perception of like what beauty pageants are not. So for example, like, they didn't really see like anything productive that it could add to my life. But anyway, So they were just like, no. So that discouraged me, and I just stopped thinking about it. I was like, okay, cool, let me put my head down, get back to my books, whatever. So then May 2017, I'm in church. This is where the testimony starts, guys. I'm in church now, and I'm praying, you know, just in the spirit, in the presence, focusing on God. And then I hear his voice. By the way, I think after this I'm going to do a video about my experience with hearing the voice of God, and yeah, just to encourage you guys. So I hear this voice, and it's like, Jan, the Miss Uganda UK applications are going to close soon. I want you to go and submit your application for this year. I was like, huh, good. You're really telling me to do this, huh? And he's like, yeah, I want you to do it when you go home tonight or tomorrow, just to make sure you get it done. So I couldn't disobey the voice of God. God has spoken, his word is final. So when I went, I submitted the application, but I still had this fear within me. Like in my head I was like, God, are you sure? Like, are you sure? And he was like, yes. Like, who was I to question God? One thing I want you guys to know is that doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. I'm just like, that's it. Failure will always be there on the path to success, but doubt will mean that you never step out to even, you know, start the path to success. So I went and I did it. I applied, but these times when I applied, yeah, I said, like, obviously I wasn't sure. I had this fear, like, what if I apply and I don't win? But God was like, trust me, okay? The word of God tells us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and to lean not on your own understanding. So when I applied, my application actually, I won't say it went missing. Like, so I sent it to them and I didn't hear back from them. And I remember when I just applied, I told a couple people, I told a couple of my friends, and they were like, Jan, yes, amazing, this is it, this is, you know, your time, let's go, let's do this. And one of these people was my friend called Ashraf, rest in peace. But so Ashraf goes to me like a week or 2 weeks later. He's like, Jan, how's your whole Miss Uganda thing going? Have you started rehearsals? Like, you know, what's happening? And I was like, actually, I submitted my application, I haven't heard anything back. I guess this just means that, you know, maybe I shouldn't do it. And he was like, what do you mean? He was like to me, Jan, you need to chase it up, okay? You actually need to be serious about this, because you're doing Miss Uganda this year, okay? You're doing it, like, no choice. And he was like to me, I'm gonna check on you by tomorrow, and I want to hear that you chased it up and, you know, there's progress. So I was like, okay, no escaping this one, huh?
Sometimes when we go off track from what God wants for us and from his will, he places people in our lives to facilitate that process and to put us back on track onto the journey that he intended. Whether those people know it or not, it's a divine connection and intervention set up by God. That's what I believe anyway, and that's what I believe happened in this case.
So on the Miss Uganda website, they do have the numbers of the team. So the CEO, Jackie, and Gladys. And Gladys picked up the phone and I was like, hi. I had never met these ladies before. I was like, hi, my name is Jan, I applied. I want to contest this year, but I haven't heard anything back from you. I was just wondering, did you receive my application? Should I send it again? Like, do you want my email address to send me like details and stuff of what I need to know for rehearsals? And then they're like, oh, we did get your application, we did reply, but we can resend you out you know, confirmation if you want, and an invitation to the official registration day slash you know, information about rehearsals. So I was like, okay, cool. Then obviously fed that back to Ashraf. He was like, great. So then these times, the time goes on. July is the first meeting, right? July 2017. And these times I didn't tell my mum, I didn't tell my parents that I was running, because obviously they had said no, but Jesus said yes. So so I went with what Jesus wanted me to do. Anyway, oh my gosh, I remember in the first rehearsal, Jackie, the CEO of Miss Uganda, she was like to us, ladies, you need to make sure that your parents know, because we don't want you in this competition, you know, and then parents coming to us later complaining. Like, make sure they know. Does everyone's parents know? Everyone was like, yeah. I just sat there like so anyway, I went back and told my parents, and on the next rehearsal when I was going, I was leaving the house, they asked me, Ola gawa, and I was like, Miss Uganda UK rehearsals, and they were like to me, Uganda. And I was like, yeah, I know you did, but you know, I'm trying it out, seeing how it goes.
And then from there, they were kind of like to me,
so anyway, so rehearsals start now, and rehearsals were intense. So we rehearsed for 13 weeks, from July to September. So basically July, August, September, 3 whole months we're rehearsing every Sunday, right? And to be honest, our competition was very tough, or quite tight, I would say. The girls there, you know, when I would go, the girls could walk really well, the girls were outspoken, the girls were beautiful. And I guess along the journey this is when my faith began to grow a lot. I had to put a lot of trust in God, because what I was seeing around me was really intimidating me and making me question really whether I was in the right place. When I was seeing like all the girls around me, they're so like, I didn't see how I really stood a chance. So I remember God put this, it's not a scripture, but I do know it's a phrase from the faith, and it says, the will of God will never take you where the grace of God will not sustain you. So rehearsals, I had, you know, an issue of confidence and stuff like that. However, I still attended every rehearsal. I was still committed, you know. The grace of God was with me. God was with me, and he carried me through those rehearsals. And yeah, so it gets to what they call the public vote, right? And this is where I needed the support of a lot of people to vote for me to be the people's queen. So then I don't know what happened, but my parents began to be really supportive of the journey. They were like, you know, if you're in this, we're gonna back you. So they began to be really supportive. I remember they made a group chat of over 250 people in it, like people from all around the world, like people that I didn't even know, but of course you know, their friends and people who were willing, ready to support me. And you know, people were like pushing my votes. And yeah, so I win the people's vote now, and this is making me kind of see the bigger picture, like, okay, things are looking positive. The people's vote ended like 2 weeks before the actual competition. On that run up, on the last 2 weeks to the show, I was going ham, staying up till 3 a.m. You know, practicing my walk, my catwalk, practicing my speeches. Just, yeah, I couldn't, like, I wasn't sleeping right, I wasn't even eating right, to be honest. Actually, yes, I did lose weight on the run up to that competition, because I was just so stressed about it. But you know, the word of God actually says, do not worry, do not be anxious. So yeah, the fact that I was so stressed and worried about it when there was no reason to be, but I still had, you know, a lot of doubt, a lot of fear. So you know, the biggest fear within me at that time was really just the fear of failure. But what is failure? Who said on the road to success, that it's ever a straight path. Of course there's going to be failure, you pick yourself up and you just go again. So I was just making sure that I was doing everything within my power to make sure that I stood a good chance on the day. And yeah, I think I took this competition very seriously. Very seriously. Like, I knew what I wanted and I was not gonna rest until I got it. And you know, when you have so much passion for something and you want it with all your heart and you've got God, you're basically unstoppable, basically. So within the week of the competition, however, you know, the devil does this thing, like the closer and closer you get to your destiny, he starts to plant things in your head like, oh, this is not meant for you, you know, maybe you should be doing something else. Look at that person, they would be so much better to do this than you. You don't stand a chance, you're not good enough. You know, he plants all these things in your head, and sometimes it works, because the more and more these negative thoughts run in your head, the more you start to believe them, especially if you do not have something that is feeding you with positive things to counteract those thoughts. So within that last week running up to the pageant, the amount of pep talks I needed, it was crazy. Special thanks go to Richard, the youth leader at my church, Shalom as well, who prayed for me. Who else? Oh my gosh, there's just so many people. Bridget as well. Bridget is such a lovely lady. She's the queen who won Miss Uganda before me, the year before me. She was so supportive emotionally and mentally for me as well within that last week. And can you guys believe, within that last week here, I didn't even have a makeup artist. Like, I had no jewelry. I had 2 dresses that I still needed to get, but God made everything work out. As in, within, like, I think a few days to the competition, on that massive group chat that my parents made for me, there was a makeup artist on there. Her name was Sabrina. Shout out Sabs, she's like a sister to me now. But she was like, oh, does Jan have a makeup artist? And I didn't. I was like, no. And she was like, message me, I'll do it for her. She's like a professional MUA. And I was like, God. If that isn't God, like, anyway, so she comes to my house. She's really lovely. A few days before the competition, to do like a trial makeup on my face. I love it. And then on the day of the competition, of course, she comes, picks me up from my house, you know, just giving me positive energy, speaking words of life. And when we were backstage as well on the day, I remember she was praying with me and we prayed together when I was like shaking backstage. And yeah, she was just so supportive. So yeah, God around that time also placed all the right people in, like, around me, all the right people around me to be able to push me towards what he had for me, to prepare me, you know, towards what he had. On the day of the competition, again, like, the devil was doing his thing. Like, I was still very nervous, but then I just decided to just let go. And I had done like everything in my power. I decided to just let go and let go and let God take control. So you know, when I'd got on stage, I had rehearsed everything to the core. Like, everything was just pretty much second nature to me, like in terms of my speeches and stuff. So I had to just let go and let God when I would go up on stage. Yeah, God did his thing. To be honest, my doubt actually really extended up until the point of crowning. Like, when they were like, and the queen is Jan Mukiibi, and I heard my name, as in I looked up, and the first thing that came to my head was like, God, you are faithful. You are so faithful. you are able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we could ask or think. All we have to do is to trust in you, especially once you have spoken. Like, I had so much doubt, I had so much fear, but yeah, God carried me through that day. I saw favor in the eyes of not just the community who was supporting me and helped me to win that popularity vote, but also in the eyes of the judges on the day, and in his eyes as well, to favor me amongst all the people that I was contesting with. So that credit, even though I put in the work, I put in the blood, sweat and tears. Were there tears? I can't remember if there were tears, but I put in everything I had. But even with saying that, I still cannot take the credit. And once I was crowned, I prayed this prayer. You guys know this prayer that I prayed for God to just use me, to take control, because this crown, I couldn't have done it without him. So I am going to use it to glorify him. That's part of the reason why I'm making this video today as well, to let you guys know that those achievements, that this achievement that I have, the achievement that I made, I cannot, the glory doesn't belong to me, it belongs to God. Hallelujah. So what do I want you guys to take from this testimony? It's basically that once you hear the voice of God telling you to do something, sometimes you might not feel ready to do it. Sometimes you may feel as though God is making a mistake, like you're not the right person, like, God, are you sure? But it's important to just trust in him and to go with what he wants for you, because even though you can't see the bigger picture, God sees it. He knows what he has promised for you. He knows what he has laid out for you. You can't see it, but all you need to do is to trust him. And he, even in the times when you are just so unsure, you don't feel like you're like, you know what you're doing, if you're doing it right, he is there with you. All you have to do is to call upon him. He will carry you through. His will never take you anywhere where his grace will not sustain you. He will sustain you with his grace until you reach to where it is that he has appointed you to be. So never give up. If you have a God-given dream, a God-given destiny, something that's within your heart, something that's within your mind, when you pray about it and you know, you're still trying to make it work, to make ends meet, don't give up on him. Don't give up on God. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and he will get you there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it gave you a bit of an insight of how I achieved, or how I won Miss Uganda UK. I hope it may have inspired some of you out there to trust in the Lord for what he has laid out for you. Let me know what you thought about the video, which parts stood out to you from the video, and also, yeah, just anything, any thoughts that this video has evoked for you, let me know. So until next time guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day, evening or night. Love you guys.